Hello.
Oh, hello.
And welcome to the Comic Queens podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Annie. And today we are super excited to be talking with you. Alex and I have been kind of taking a different approach to our reading style in 2024 so far. And I would say that it's kind of more focusing on like deeper dives and understandings on specific series rather than like focusing on reading 58,000 at a time, which I think has been a healthy transition.
Yeah, might be some self-preservation there of not going crazy.
Probably. But also I think it just really helps us to like get immersed into the world that these different creators have made for us. Mm-hmm. So today we're going to do just a deep dive into a series that Alex has been reading and get kind of the inside scoop of what's been happening in the story, some of the deeper themes, and just kind of hear Alex's opinions on how this story is going. So let's hear about Sangyang the Wanderer.
Okay, I'm super, super excited to talk about this one. This is one that I've not seen many people talk about on Reddit. Mm-hmm. I've seen a couple posts on it, but not that many. It's not super new. It's got 33 episodes out right now.
Okay.
And I've been following it week to week for a while. I'd say since maybe about 20 episodes. Mm-hmm. So for a little while now. But it is really good. The art is super unique. It's like black and white and super harsh lines and just very like emotional. Like you can really see the emotions of the characters.
I love that.
I adore it. This series is so good. There are a ton of main characters. So I actually wrote out all of main characters and how they're related at the beginning. I'm basically like Charlie in that one meme where he's got the red lines everywhere. That's me with these characters.
Your conspiracy theories of like all the connections.
Yeah. And it is a little bit of a mystery.
Yeah.
So the premise of this story is that Zen is the kind of head of a family, the Zhao family, and they have like, it's not a chaebol family, but similar style. Like they're very powerful. They have other family lines that kind of are beneath them, but still all connected that they call the collateral lines.
Ooh.
And Zen is being tattooed in his sleep, and he doesn't know by who.
Is he like drunk?
No, he does drink a lot,
Okay.
but he's not drunk.
He's not like going to a tattoo shop. He's like in his bed and wakes up with tattoos.
He's in his bed, and when he wakes up, he's got a tattoo. So it happens, we kind of open up on the story. We don't know what is going on yet. And we meet Lao first. And Lao is the guardian. So in this world, there's the heirs and the guardians. And you don't learn about like what their relationship is right away. You do eventually get to learn about their relationships, but at the beginning, in the first episode, we don't really know what's going on. We just see Lao is kind of walking down the street. He's a little bit of like a negative Nancy.
Debbie Downer.
If we don't use the term Debbie Downer here. We know a Debbie who is not a downer at all.
She is not a downer.
But he's walking along the street at night, and he gets picked up by two other people, Leanne and Wei.
Okay.
And they are all on their way to Zen's annex for his birthday.
Aw, fun.
So they go, and they're celebrating, and we find out that Zen and Lao haven't talked for 5 years. And we don't know why they haven't talked, but Lao was kind of like, why did you ask me here? Like, we haven't talked in 5 years. Like, you didn't just ask me here because it's your birthday.
Yeah.
And Zen is like, it's my birthday. Like, he's kind of, it's a little bit of a grumpy sunshine thing. Like,
I love it.
I love their relationship so much. Zen is just, like, happy about everything. Like, he's getting tattooed in the night, and he's like, it doesn't matter. Who cares? I would like to know who it is, but you know what? I'm just going to keep living my life.
As long as it's not a face tattoo.
As long as, I mean, it's by where I am right now, it's like covering his entire back. And it starts off as like a very small tattoo on his shoulder.
Aw.
And so he tells Lao, oh, I'm getting tattooed in my sleep, and it's like, I need to know who's doing this. And so then we cut to later. Leanne gets super drunk because, you know, it's a birthday party.
Yeah.
That's what you do. Wei takes her to, like, put her to bed so that they can just, like, be in for the night.
Yeah.
And then we see Zen and Lao in a different bedroom, both like twin beds set up against opposite walls. Zin, fast asleep, couldn't be bothered. Lao is just like staring up at the ceiling, like wondering, like thinking about the conversation that he had with Zin.
Yeah.
And like wondering, what am I going to do? Like just kind of thinking about like, what are we going to do about this situation? It's my job to protect Zin. And this is not great for me.
Well, okay. So here's my question. He hasn't spoken with him in 5 years.
Yeah.
So is he newly appointed to protecting him?
No. So you learn this later, but I'll kind of get into the history a little bit now. So basically there is a family lore that there was a dragon that you could summon and the dragon would like bestow wealth upon you.
We do love a good dragon.
Yes. It's not that's not a very like prominent part of the story. The dragon bestows wealth on you if you can summon the dragon.
Okay.
Zen's ancestor of the Zhao family is the one who summons this dragon, but the dragon is like super pissed about it, not happy to be summoned. And in the past, the Zhao family had a guardian.
Yeah.
It was a wolf, basically. And the wolf protected him from this dragon. So the dragon was like, fine, you get my wealth.
Fine, I guess.
Fine. So he gets the wealth, and then the Zhao family and like the other collateral families. So there's like 5 lines of families. First collateral line through 5th collateral line. And they're all like related, you know. It would be kind of like your cousins probably. And so they hire like a military, like prominent military families to be their protectors, their guardians. And it's kind of like a dual relationship. Like, we will provide your family with everything that you need, and you provide our family with protection.
Oh, yeah.
So it's set up when they're children, basically. So they pick like the person who's going to be the guardian. And then there's the heir. They pick the person who's going to be the heir, or in Zin's case, he's the only heir for the head collateral line. So he and Lao have basically been paired together like since their childhood. Once you're picked, then you are basically forced to be in close proximity so that you grow a bond.
Yeah.
That's what Leanne and Wei are. Leanne is also great. She's like super, super tiny, super cute, like outgoing, bubbly personality, but also like she is like really tough. Like, she's powerful. She's small but powerful. I love
but
her.
Mighty.
I love her so much. And Wei is like huge, but like quiet and brooding.
Okay.
And like does whatever she wants, basically. And he accepts it.
Cute.
Lao does not like this relationship. We find out pretty quickly that he feels kind of trapped by this relationship. Like, he's got no choice in it. He has to do what Zen wants him to do.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's basically born into it, it sounds like.
He doesn't have a choice. Like, this is his relationship.
Yeah.
And so he has a really, really complicated relationship with Zen because they grew up together. They love each other. But also he kind of hates Zen because he resents, like, this relationship between them.
I know.
So that's some background.
Yeah.
Getting back to where they are in the beds.
Current.
Yeah. And so in their twin beds, that's where we are, across the room from each other. Lao all of a sudden like hears a noise, and he looks over and he sees Zen being strangled. And he's like, "Oh no, this is it." And then he wakes up and he realizes that he was the one strangling Zen in his dream. So,
oh my gosh.
that's where we leave off in the first episode, basically. That's like it. You kind of get this mystery, like we don't know what's going on with the tattoo situation. You've got a really complicated relationship between Zen and Lao, and like that is what kicks it off. So, already coming in strong.
Yeah, there's a lot of animosity probably built up there.
Yeah.
Building some tension.
So in the second episode, we learn that Zen lives in this annex. It's part of the Zhao family estate. So he lives like at the headquarters, but also by himself. We learn in future episodes that he is alone. Like, there is no one who lives with him. There's no one even who like comes to visit him other than Lao. And Lao hasn't been coming to visit him for like 5 years.
That's really sad.
Yeah. So he's like pretty alone in the world and like struggling with that a little bit on his own. Also, I have to give a special shout out that in this episode, there is a panel that is Lao and Zen talking, and Zen is like always asking Lao to bring him alcohol. He can't leave the annex. Like, he's not allowed to leave. So he's like, please bring me alcohol. And Lao doesn't bring him what he wants. Like, first he brings him like a can of beer or something. And Zen is like, what the fuck is this? Any good alcohol comes in a bottle.
That's so funny.
And so there's like a moment where they're talking to each other, and there's the scream, you know, that like famous. It's Zen like basically as the scream. It's a great moment. So if you read this one, episode 2, don't miss it.
Nice art callback.
Nice art callback. We love it. And this is where we also find out that Lao considers himself a watchdog for the family. Like, he doesn't. It seems like Leanne and Wei, like, their relationship is not, like, equal because Leanne still has all the power.
Yeah.
And you find out later, too, that Leanne tells Wei that he's got, like, too much body fat. So Wei.
Leanne.
And he's like.
Shame.
He's, like, fit. She's like, I think you should be maintaining a body percentage fat of 9%. And
I don't know. I'm hearing bitch alert in the background.
she is
spoiled brat.
She's a spoiled brat. She's grown up in this world where like she gets whatever she wants, and
but is he okay with it?
He's okay with, like, they have a good relationship as far as it's shown in the story. Like, he talks to Lao and basically says, like, you know, like, it's okay that this is happening because we have this relationship where I protect her and she protects me, basically. Like, in different ways, but we're protecting each other.
Yeah, it's mutually beneficial.
Yeah, mutually beneficial. But the power dynamic is still there, that the heirs are, like, one step up. And this is what Lao really resents.
Well, it's interesting because it doesn't sound like Zen really has much power. I mean, like, over Lao, yes. But he isn't in control of his own life either. He can't just go do something he wants.
Yeah, he's really not in control of his life at all. And it's interesting you brought that up because later on you see he is like getting dressed in his closet. All of his outfits are the same. He has like the Steve Jobs uniform, you know, like wears the same thing every day. And he's got Henley shirts with buttons, and he hates the buttons. He's, like, pissed. He's talking to the camera in the corner of the room, and he's saying...
Ooh, I don't like that.
There's a camera in the corner of his closet, basically.
Nope.
And he's like, I don't want these shirts with buttons. I told you I don't want these shirts with buttons. And he pulls the buttons off, like, in, you know, retaliation. But there's no one for him to even talk to about it. Like, he's just having to deal with this, like, talking to a camera.
Yeah, so he holds the quote-unquote power.
Yeah.
But does he really?
But he really doesn't. And it's because he's the sole heir. So they, like, have put him in this bubble, basically.
Like, hyper-protective.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ugh, that's unfortunate.
So all of that is, like, context going throughout the story. Where we go next is once Zen is, like, on his own and, like, trying to figure out what's going on. Once Lao is trying to figure out what's going on, Zen is back in the annex. And they must have talked, and Zen says, maybe you should find someone who, like, can, you know, figure out what tattoos, like, who knows tattoos. That would be a good place to start. So then he goes to meet up with a couple of other people, Yajin and Molly. And we find out that they are also part of the collateral lines, but they are the 5th collateral line. And we see
further down.
Yeah, further down. They're like the bottom of the chain. And that comes through too because Yajin says, like, he's never met Zen. He only went to the head household once. And he, like, they each have their different roles that they play a part of, you know, they each have a different skill that they're supposed to play a part in this, like, different rituals that they do. And his family line, is the carving. Like, they carve this turtle shell for a part of a ritual. So he, like, learned carving for this.
That's cool.
Never needs to use it.
Oh.
So, a little bit of a bummer.
That is a bummer.
Also, even more of a bummer is that his house was set on fire. We find out.
Oh.
So
casual.
Yeah. Yejin and Molly are, and Yejin is the heir and Molly is the guardian.
Okay.
And we learn that they're basically living in hiding because, like, they're not really living in hiding because they own a tattoo shop and, like, they actually did a tattoo for another one of the heirs.
Interesting. Those carving skills are coming into play.
Yeah.
In a different way, though.
But Molly is the one who's doing the tattoos, so.
That's so funny.
So not really.
So he really did learn it for nothing.
He learned it for nothing. But that's okay. So Lau goes there to talk to them and say, do you recognize the art in this tattoo? I'm trying to find this tattoo artist, and like spins a little story for why he's trying to find it.
Yeah.
He says like, no, I don't recognize that. So it's kind of like a dead end right away.
At least he asked.
Yeah. So then as he's leaving, we see Lau gets basically bullied into having tea with Leanne and Wei. Again, Leanne always gets what she wants. She's like, come have tea with me. Come
to the tea party.
We're having tea.
It's like those spoiled brats that you see in like other movies and shows where they're like, I want the tea party. You have to play the princess.
Yeah.
And it's like this big man just like holding a tiny little cup. Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's the only mental image I have.
I mean, it's not quite that dramatic, but it's pretty on point.
Yeah.
But it's this tiny girl having tea with like these two giant guys.
Love it. Yeah.
So then Lau ends up telling Leanne what's going on because he shows the tattoo and she recognizes that it's Zen. Yejin also recognizes that it's Zen earlier in the other picture. And Zen specifically was like, don't tell anyone. So he's doing great because he's already told like 3 people.
To be fair, it doesn't sound like he said this is Zen. It's just they know.
They recognize him from the back.
Yeah, so like that's not his fault.
But I mean, he could have zoomed in more so it wasn't his entire back.
Yeah,
showing.
but Lau kind of hates him. So like I mean, if you hated somebody and they asked you to keep a secret, would you be that concerned about
But he doesn't
it?
Truly hate him. He just hates the dynamic.
I mean, yeah, I would too.
Yeah.
Screw that. But.
So Leanne, though, it like works out because she recognizes the ink used in the tattoo. It's a special ink that is only used for these Zhao family rituals. And this goes back to what I was saying before, where like each collateral line is responsible for like a different element of it. So we find out that the Mo family, which is the 3rd collateral line, I think.
They're in charge of the inking?
Yeah, no, it's the 4th collateral line. They're in charge of the ink itself.
Oh, okay.
So they, like, hold the ink. They're the only ones who know, like, the recipe of the ink, like, what's actually in it. And it's a special blue ink. So that's how they know that, like, this is what's being used.
That's nice. Helpful, at least.
Helpful, yeah. So this is also the episode where we learn more about the background, which I already went into, of the like the dragon and the collateral lines and all of that. And the reason that each family holds like a different piece of it is because they didn't want the head Zhao family to have too much power. So each of the collateral
so it divvies
lines,
it up.
Yeah, holds a piece of power so that, you know, it's a little bit more equal. So then this is also when we really see how much Lau kind of hates this dynamic and like he's really like thinking about the dynamic about how their relationships and how much he doesn't like it and how much he like resents Zen.
Yeah.
We also see in this episode that Leanne asks Lau to keep Zen company because he's the only one who can come and go as he pleases from the annex. No one else is like really allowed in the annex. Lau is allowed there because he's the guardian.
Yeah.
But
it would get pretty lonely.
Yeah, it would get pretty lonely. We still don't even know why he hasn't been around for 5 years, though. If he is the guardian, he should have been around, but we don't know why he hasn't been. It's unknown at this time.
Okay.
So Lau goes back to the annex, and he finds Zen in the back garden, like pruning some hedges. And he's like, what are you doing? Why?
The things you do when you're bored.
Pretty much. Zen kind of says, I can't leave. I'm lonely. And I noticed that no one was taking care of the hedges in the back. So I decided to take care of them myself so that they know that someone is there to take care of them. And it's like,
I decompress at my house.
Yeah, not me. But it's like he's putting his like own feelings onto this. Like he feels alone and he doesn't want the hedges to feel alone. Aww. So he's taking care of the hedges.
That's pretty sweet.
And you just get like a little bit, deeper into his mindset there. And how like the hedges do come back in future episodes too. Zen also is talking to Lao about like what's going on, like that they figured out that it's this special ink. And Zen says that he knows that it has to be someone within the collateral lines who's doing this because no one else would have access to the dye in the ink.
So they're narrowing it down slowly but surely.
Yeah, they're narrowing it down. And it's really interesting. Like, they're really not, though, because there's still 5 lines that he has to figure out, like, who's doing it. We see Lao reminiscing about when they're younger. He sees this, like, mark on this desk, and he's remembering that when he was younger with Zen, they were, like, making paper dolls on this desk. And even then, you can see, like, the grumpy sunshine dynamic because Zen is like, look at these dolls, aren't they so much fun? Like, I'm so good at this. And Lao's just over there like trying so hard and they don't turn out and he's like, this is stupid. I hate this. And they're so cute as kids. I love seeing them as kids. It's adorable.
Yeah. Almost as much as chibis.
Almost as much as the chibis. There are no chibis in this series.
That's unfortunate.
But you do get to see them as kids, which I think makes up for it because they're super cute. And the reason that he's there is because his sister is the guardian to Zen's brother, and they're secretly dating.
He has a brother? So why is he there?
I think his brother might be dead.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Yeah, because Lao's sister is dead, you find out. I'm pretty sure they both died. They're also much older because they're in their 20s and 30s when Lao and Zen seem to be like maybe 10 to 12. I don't know. I'm bad at judging kids' age. But they're younger and they have like much older siblings, basically.
Yeah.
Lao says that he wants to come and spend time with Zen and that when things get annoying at his own house, like he comes over to spend time with Zen. Aww. And Zen is like, well, then just come here every day. And it's like just a cute moment where you see that like they really do have this complicated relationship because they've been basically raised together. Not raised together, but like they've been friends since they were little. But there's still that kind of power dynamic there.
Yeah. Causes some animosity.
Yeah. So then it kind of jumps back in time. Zen and Lao look up the history of the navy blue dye and see that, each family was in charge of a different holy relic. So they're kind of looking into that a little bit. And this is when we find out that the Mo family is the one who's in charge of the dye. And we also find out that the original Mo family heir died a few years ago of suspicious death. And there's a new heir that replaced the old heir. And heiress, I guess. She is an illegitimate child that they found, like, in the slums, they say. And they just picked her up and said, you're the new heiress. Good luck.
Interesting that she just existed.
Yeah.
They just had someone to replace.
Yeah. So.
Suspicious.
The whole thing is suspicious.
That's what a mystery is, kind of. But yeah.
I do love a good suspicious mystery. So Lao goes to visit Suna, which is the new heiress, and Fu Ren to ask them about the dye. And we find out that Fu Ren is Lao's cousin.
Okay.
And she is the guardian to the 4th collateral line, Suna. And this also, we see that, like, Fu Ren had a really bad relationship with the old heiress. Oh. And that's part of the reason why Lao has, like, such a hard time with this, like, power dynamic. So Lao pisses off Suna at this meeting. Like, he doesn't have very much tact. And he says something that makes her mad, and so she punches him and then kicks him out. And Fu Ren goes out to talk to him outside. And then that's, like, pretty much it. Like, she's saying, you know, no, I'll try and get her to, like, answer some questions for you, but, like, why did you have to piss her off, basically? Yeah. They're also influencers. Like, that's Suna funny. And Fu Ren are, like, influencers. We see them doing a perfume commercial in, like, the most recent episode that just came out. So they're kind of famous. And then in the next episode, Lao goes back and he finds Zen's tattoo is, like, a lot bigger now. So it's, like, progressively getting worse. And then we also see that Fu Ren and the old heiress, the dynamic that they had was really not good. Like, the old heiress used to make her fight and used to, like, make her lose on purpose so that she would, you know, like, bet against her and then, you know, make money, basically. So she was not a good person. This just, like, further damaged, like, the whole relationship dynamic. And she's the one who died. That's really sad. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of worked out for the best because Suna's a lot better. Well, I don't know. I don't trust Suna. I think there are some nefarious things happening. I think Suna is, like, heavily involved. And she is definitely involved, you find out later, but I think she's heavily involved in what's going, or maybe she's being used. I don't know. Who's to say? But that's kind of it. We see some background there. And then Fu Ren and Suna end up coming back and talking to Lao about the navy blue dye. Suna says that someone did come to pick up the dye, like they do every year for this, like, New Year's Eve ritual that they had. But the person came earlier than usual, and it was a different person than that usually comes. Mm-hmm. So it was Chen, who is the heir to the third collateral line. He's the one who came and picked it up, not the usual person. Mm-hmm. And then we get some background on Chen. So they all went to high school together, but Chen never spent time with the rest of them. Like, a lot of the other collateral lines, like, did. Like, Lian and Wei and Zen and Lao all spent time together in high school, but Chen, like, didn't spend any time with them. He did hang out with his guardian, Alex. I didn't know you were in this story. It's me. I'm the guardian. I'm so strong. But yeah, that's, like, you know, it. So Chen is kind of an outsider within this group, but it's not like the group is kicking him out. Like, he chose not to be around the other heirs and guardians. So Lao goes to Chen's company after this to kind of figure out what's going on. And he shows up for, like, every day for a week. He shows up at Chen's company, and Chen will, like, never see him, just refuses to talk to him. Again, Lao's not very good at, like, getting people to do things because he pisses people off. Yeah. And so they don't want to accommodate him. And then we see Lao runs into Lian and Wei again. Mm-hmm. And Lian is like, I can get you a meeting with him. So they go to this aquarium that Chen's family owns so that they can ask him questions about the dye. Like, why did he pick the dye up early? Mm-hmm. What's going on? And the art in the aquarium is gorgeous. I love these scenes. It's just, like, it's so beautiful, and it's still all in black and white. So, like, beautiful, beautiful aquatic scenery, all in black and white. I highly recommend. Go look. Even if you don't want to read this story, look at the art in episode 10. It's gorgeous. So we find out also that the turtle, remember I said that they carve a turtle shell? Mm-hmm. The turtle shell that they carve is from an endangered species. And the reason that Chen has an aquarium is because he needs access to this endangered species of turtle. So his family owns an aquarium just so they can have access to that turtle. And then we also find out in this episode that Lian basically owns the third collateral line, like, family because she's paid for a lot of their businesses. Like they needed bailed out basically, and she's the one who to do it. And so she holds a lot more power than like you would think in the beginning. So they all go and talk to Chen, and Lao is basically confronting him, accusing him of stealing or of using the navy blue dye for nefarious purposes, but doesn't say like why, because he's at least got enough to know not to say anything to Chen about Zen being tattooed. And so Chen starts antagonizing Lao and saying that he's incompetent and that he is not a good guardian and all of this stuff. And Lao almost punches Chen, but Wei stops him because, like, that would be bad news if he punched an heir. Even if it's not, his heir. Still can't do that. And Leanne threatens Chen before they leave, basically saying, like, you refuse to see Lao. You know that Lao is Zen's guardian. So basically, you refuse to see Zen, which, I'll let it slide this time, but I will not let it slide again. So beware. And that's like, they leave Chen at that point, really having no new information. Chen kind of throws it back at them and says, like, you're just believing Suna for what she said, that, the reason I picked up the dye early is because I wanted to get it done. Like, I still needed to pick up the dye.
Yeah.
I'm checking it off of my to-do list early. Like, why do you believe her?
I match that energy. Like, just get it done.
Right? Like,
that's not suspicious to me. But it is a mystery, so.
The procrastinator in me is like, but who would do something early?
I'm like, it's me.
It's not me. So, yeah, they leave, though, and they really don't have any new answers because Chen had an explanation for everything, for why he had all the stuff early.
Yeah.
So then we see Lao goes back to Zen, and the tattoo is even bigger. It's like starting to cover his whole back. But now the Mo family emblem, which is Suna's line, the fourth collateral line, who is in charge of the dye, that family emblem is in the tattoo. So we also learn that each family line, they get a tattoo of their emblem as like the heir does. So all of the different heirs have one. Yejin actually had his covered up, which you find out later more about it. But everyone has these tattoos, and now those emblems are starting to show up in Zen's tattoo. So it's all just like, we know it's someone on the inside who's doing this to him, but we don't know who and we don't know why. We also learn that there is a second collateral line, the Mei family, and they were in charge of the emblems. So they were the ones who knew all of the family emblems. But they were wiped out because they tried to rise against the Zhao family. And so they were, like, erased, basically. So, again, mystery.
Yeah.
Intrigue.
Lots of it.
So then we see Lao goes out to dinner with Wei. They're talking about, like, just their lives, and, like, Wei is saying, you seem happier now that you have Zen in your life again. And Lao is kind of like, upset about this because he's got this complicated relationship with Zen. And I don't think he really wants to hear that people think that he looks happier, even though he does. Like, he seems happier now that Zen is in his life again.
Yeah.
But he's not happy that he's happy about it, Complicated relationships again. And then there's, like, more flashbacks. We get to see them, like, when they were in the aquarium, there was a flashback of them at the aquarium. And so you're basically just getting, like, little pieces of their relationship again. So we see that they went to a boarding school, and in the flashback, this is again going back to why Lao has such a complicated relationship with him, but they have a flashback to them at boarding school. And Zen wants to go to the movies with Lao, and Lao says he's not going to go to the movies because he's already got plans with other friends. The other friends are Yujin and Molly. And he tells Zen that he should go study with Leanne and Wei. Like, go study with them. Don't go to the movies by yourself.
Yeah.
Zen is like, not having it. He's like, I want to go to the movies by myself. So he goes to the movies by himself while he's in line, and Lao and Yujin and Molly are at the arcade. Lao sees Zen going to the movies, and he gets pissed. He's like, I told that little shit to not go to the movies by himself, and he's going anyways. So he decides to leave Yujin and Molly and follow Zen around all day. So he goes with him to the movies. He doesn't watch the movies. He sits behind Zen and like watches him the whole time. And then he follows him to the library. He follows him to like get ice cream or something. And then towards the end of the day, we see someone, like a stranger, talking to Zen in like an alleyway and saying like, hey, come here. I need your help finding my phone. Like, can you flash your flashlight down here?
Yeah.
And Zen is like going to walk over there to do it. And Lao comes up behind him and is like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, what the hell?
And Zen is kind of like, or Lao says, like, you could have been hurt. Like, you're stupid. This is why I didn't want you to go out by yourself. And he's like, I knew I wasn't going to get hurt. I knew you were following me the whole day.
But still.
But that's why Lao is like upset, because he's like, you are basically used me because you know that I have to protect you. So he gets pissed.
I mean, honestly, I can't blame him. Like, come on. Look out for yourself a little bit.
Yeah. Well, this goes back to them being like the heirs are naturally more entitled than the guardians because they just, they were raised that way. So then we come back to present day. We see Lao and Fu Ren going to visit Lao's sister, Miu. And this is when you find out that Miu is dead. They go and visit her basically at, visit her grave.
Oh.
And Lao doesn't really ever go. Fu Ren goes a lot. They were raised, like, pretty close. Mm-hmm. And Fu Ren is talking and says, like, how she's happy with Suna and that, like, this is, she's in a much better place than she was when she had the old heir. So she's just, like, reminiscing and saying that she's keeping Miu updated. Mm-hmm. And then we have a flashback of Fu Ren's where she's meeting the old heiress. And that's how we kind of learn that she was, forced to fight. Like, this is when we learn that she was forced to fight.
Yeah.
Or you get, like, pieces of it before, but this is when you see, like, the full story of how she got started. And, like, it's sad because Fu Ren was, like, so happy at first. She was like, oh, I'm so excited to, like, meet you and excited for us to, like, be close. And the old heiress is just, like, a bitch. So then we see Suna, and she is talking to someone. We don't know who she's talking to, but she's saying that Fu Ren will do whatever she says. Mm-hmm. And, like, saying, that Fu Ren is kind of in her pocket, which all the guardians have to do what the heirs and heiresses say. So it's, like, not super new information, but it is very suspicious the way that she's talking. And just the more that the series goes on, the more suspicious of Suna I am. I just don't know how involved she is.
I think it's her. I'm just going to say it. I have not read this series at all. I'm saying it's Suna.
But what about Chen?
Nah, it's Suna.
I don't
Red
know.
herring.
Well, we'll see.
Maybe they're in it together.
I think they're in it together.
Okay.
But because in the future, they do talk to each other. So we know that they're involved in it together. And Suna gave him the ink. And she says eventually, like, I didn't realize you were going to cover someone's entire back with this ink. Because we find out, like, Zen is sleeping a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out that there's a toxin in the ink. And it makes you kind of go to sleep. So all of the heirs and heiresses, when they get their tattoos, they basically like pass out for a little bit. And it's fine.
Yeah.
But because his entire back is covered with this ink, like he's just got so much more of this toxin that he keeps sleeping like all the time, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So then we see that Lao meets with Chen again, and Chen agrees to answer a couple questions. This is when he's like still super unhelpful. He's basically saying like, yeah, I didn't have anything to do with it. I don't buy it. I think he's involved. I just don't know how many other people are involved with him.
Mm-hmm.
But he says he didn't use the ink outside of the ritual purposes. And then Chen kind of flips it and he's like, okay, I answered your questions. Now you have to answer my questions. And so Chen asks Lao 3 questions. He asks, what is Zen doing? Like, what's he up to now? Have Lao and Zen reunited? And then he asks Lao, what does Zen mean to you now?
Yeah.
And that's like it. And Lao's kind of like not liking these questions at all. So he's like forced to consider like, what does Zen mean to him?
That's such a complicated question.
Yeah.
Obviously, because of the dynamic.
Yeah. So it's like he doesn't answer the question. He just kind of, you see him thinking about it, like thinking about his relationship with Zen and like how
internally.
Yeah, internally. This is when we see that Zen is the reason that they haven't talked for 5 years. Mm-hmm. Zen is the one who stopped the relationship 5 years ago and like turned his guardian away, basically.
Yeah.
But we still don't know why. So Lao goes back to Molly and Yejin. Basically, he's just going from like group to group to group and not getting any answers. I gotta say, if he were a detective, he probably wouldn't be the best detective. I love him. Not very good at this.
Not your first job.
No, definitely not.
We're not adding that to the resume.
No, definitely not. So he takes another picture, a new picture, like with all of the additions to the tattoo to Yejin to see if he recognizes anything else. And we see that the like details in the tattoo, there's like a water pattern in the background. And Yejin has the same water pattern on his tattoo that is covering up the family emblem that he has. And he's covered up the family emblem because when they burned down his house, like he and Molly basically went into hiding. Everyone thinks that they're dead. And so basically to just like kind of help everyone think that they're dead, he covered up his tattoo. And the design, the water design, is from Molly. Molly made the design.
Ooh.
So is Molly involved? I don't think so, but
maybe they took the design from Molly to frame her.
Maybe. I don't know.
Again, those red herrings, they're just throwing them in there.
There's just so much going on. Yeah. So then we get the background. This is when we find out. So Yejin is kind of reminiscing on his tattoo that he got. And this is actually when you find out that like they fall asleep when you get the tattoo. And then we see that as Lao is leaving after talking to Yejin, there's someone watching him in a window, and it's like a big shadow. It looks like a giant man, basically, watching him in the window. I think it's Molly. So I don't know. I don't want to be suspicious of him because he seems like a good guy, but I'm kind of suspicious of everyone.
I mean, all of them. I mean, there are different elements that kind of bring everybody into it. I think that's the point, though. It's trying to misdirect right now.
It is.
It's a mystery.
Yeah.
So some of them have to be dead ends.
Right now, everything is a dead end.
I feel like taking a design that is Molly's, like, why would she put her own design on him?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, if she didn't want to get caught, she wouldn't put her own design.
Yeah, I don't know.
Again, coming from somebody who has not read this book at all, this webcomic, I'm just like, I have opinions.
Yeah. Thoughts, opinions.
Yes.
So then Lao goes back to the annex because, again, he's just like going from group to group to group to try and figure out what's going on and not very successful so far.
Yeah.
But he goes and he can't wake up Zen. Zen is like asleep, can't be woken up.
Drunk?
No, like from the ink. He just keeps sleeping like longer and longer and not being able to wake up. And like that's pretty much it. So Lao is like really struggling with like how he feels about Zen, and like he was like really upset that he couldn't wake Zen up right away. And Zen asks him like, hey, if I were to abandon my responsibilities as heir to the head family, would you come with me? Mm-hmm. And Lao doesn't answer right away. And Zen is like, you failed. You didn't answer fast enough, which means you don't want to, so you failed.
Wow.
And so this is why Lao is like struggling again, because he's just like the power dynamic. Yeah. It's always there over his head.
I know.
So then he goes, because he's still like nowhere, basically, with finding out. He's not closer at all. All he knows is that it's the blue ink. He doesn't know if it's the Mo family. He doesn't know if it's the June family. He doesn't know anything. It's
all the families.
It could be.
It's Zen himself.
It's Zen himself doing it. He just wanted bored. A really cool tattoo. He does say like, you know, like, yeah, it kind of sucks that I'm being tattooed, but doesn't it look badass? So
the priorities there.
Priorities. It's a cool tattoo.
Yeah, it's fine.
So Lao goes back to Leanne and Wei and asks them for help. So that's like, he's decided, I can't do this on my own. I'm going to need some help. Mm-hmm. And Leanne kind of is a little bit of a bitch about it again and saying like, you should be protecting him. Why aren't you doing a better job protecting him?
I mean, to be fair, is that really a bad argument?
I mean, it's not. So, yeah, they go back to Fu Ren and Suna so that he kind of discusses the ingredients. And this is when we find out that there's a toxin. That is why he's sleeping so much. Mm-hmm. So Suna leaves and Fu Ren and Lao are talking. And when she goes inside, this is when she makes the call to Chen and saying that she doesn't want to be a part of killing someone, and she didn't realize that so much of the ink was going to be used. So I'm thinking like, is she a pawn? Did Chen come to her and say like, I'm gonna come get the ink early because I need to tattoo someone? Or is she like more involved and now she's just freaking out? I don't know. But she is definitely involved because she knows she gave the ink to Chen so that he could use it for other purposes. Yeah. Even though she's supposed to be in charge of this ink.
Yeah.
So then Lao tries to help us all out, and he summarizes everything that he knows so far. So here's everything that he knows. The head family is trying to hunt, and the collateral lines are trying to survive. We see this from the destruction of the second family line, that basically the collateral lines are just trying to like help themselves. The second thing he knows is that the confrontational relationship of the collateral lines and the head family is most likely the cause of the tattoos. That's all he knows. It's unclear how they're getting into the annex. That's his recap. So, Great job. We're 28 episodes in. That's what he knows.
Yeah, look at all that info we've gotten. It's almost like we're at the beginning.
Okay, so we're getting close to the end now. So we have another flashback back to their boarding school days where Lao feels like he's not useful or helpful to Zen. So that's like another thing that he's like feeling is he wanted to be more helpful. He feels like he's not doing enough to like help him. And this like it's shown through a video game. Like Zen is trying to beat this level in a video game and Lao is like, let me do this for you. And Zen's like, no, I want to do it. And does it for like by himself, and Lao gets pissed about it. So it's just like another little thing showing their background. And then there's a flashback within a flashback, much like a turducken.
A flashback within a flashback, you know, turducken style.
Or Inception, a dream within a dream. But it's
see, that's a little bit closer than a turducken.
I don't know. It's the first thing I thought of. So, in his flashback.
I'm liking this view into your inner working mind. You know, a turducken of sorts.
I don't even like meat that much. I would not eat a turducken.
No, apparently you would just compare it to a dream within a dream.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the same.
It's just like that song, I dreamed a dream in time gone by. Except instead, it's I dreamed a dream inside a turducken.
Okay, so let me ground ourselves here.
Okay, yeah.
The first flashback is them at boarding school. At boarding school, he's having another flashback of when they're super young and adorable and like taking a nap together. It's just super cute.
Yeah.
That's it. The turducken flashback is over.
So nothing like a turducken.
There's not another flashback of them going to be babies, but that would be cute too.
That'd be cute.
So then Lao is thinking about Zen again, and he says like that he just doesn't understand Zen.
Yeah.
He just like, he smiles at the wrong time. He just doesn't get it. And he says, this is a quote, "Just when I think I know you, you turn into someone completely different, as though you're a stranger I've never met before." So he's just like struggling throughout the whole thing. And he also thinks like, Zen should have known some of this stuff. Why didn't Zen tell me all of this? Like about the collateral lines, about the navy blue ink, all of that stuff that Zen is kind of forcing him to find out. Like, shouldn't he have known and saved him some time? Mm-hmm. But who knows? Maybe not.
Maybe not. At this point.
Yeah. And so then he's like questioning why there's like a plan to eliminate the collateral lines. And so Lao is thinking like, why didn't Zen tell me any of this either? Yeah. So there's just some like discord all around. And he thinks that Zen has like another reason for calling him back to the annex other than figuring out the tattoo, because Zen is again not concerned about the tattoo.
Zen is just like us. He's like, I mean, it's a free tattoo.
Yeah, it's a cool tattoo.
It's cool. It's free.
It makes me sleep a lot, but that's fine.
I mean, honestly, if I could, one, get a free tattoo and get a bunch of sleep, sign me up.
It's a full back piece at this point.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, but not all at once.
Not all at once.
I mean, what? In like 50 sessions?
Yeah.
I could do that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. So then we see Zen is like in the outside again with his shrubs, his precious shrubs, and he's like trimming the hedges. But he's kind of zoned out. And so Lao goes to talk to him and tries to get his attention. And it seems like he's in a trance. And like in this moment, he tries to attack Lao. And Lao like, calms him down, tells him to come inside. And he collapses. And basically he like passes out again. So Lao goes to put him to bed, and they're like sleeping in those twin beds again. And the same thing that happened in the very beginning happens now, where Lao wakes up from a dream and sees that Zen is being choked.
Oh.
And again, he sees that he is the one choking Zen, and he can't move. He's got like sleep paralysis. He cannot move. Or actually, okay, I'm misremembering that slightly. He wasn't sleeping. He was watching Zen. Okay. So he's like watching from a chair. Mm-hmm. And then he sees...
Not creepy at all.
He fell... Yeah, well...
I mean, it's his job, but like...
It's his job, and he's also thinking like, okay, you need to sleep, you need to relax, and you need to be okay. So I'm going to watch you so that you can have some like rest.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, but he falls asleep in the chair. And when he wakes up, he sees himself choking Zen. Again. The same thing that he saw in the beginning. And he freaks out about this. I showed this to you.
Yeah.
The panels. And so he starts to panic. He runs away. He like starts to run away. And then he sees that it was a dream again. So he kind of comes to, or maybe it wasn't a dream, because he comes to... And Zen is like talking to him and saying like, Lao, like trying to get his attention. And when it pannels back over to Zen, you see he's got blood all over the side of his head. And Lao is holding a broken leg of a chair. So did Lao, hurt Zen without realizing it? Maybe Lao's the one doing the tattoos.
I mean, if he doesn't know.
He's the only one who can freely get in and out of the annex.
I think it's another red herring.
I think it is too, but I wanted to sow some discord.
Ooh, what could it be?
Some mystery, some intrigue. And that is the end of the series, of the season.
Okay.
The last thing that we see is Lao is panicking because he thinks that he's hit Zen in the head. So he's running away. And Zen is calling after him and is like, please don't leave me. And that's where it cuts off, is Lao running away and Zen just calling after him.
Okay, weird ass theories. I'm going to say Lao is also being poisoned by something and he's imagining all of this and he's not actually hurting him.
I don't think he's actually hurting him. I don't know, though. I mean, I guess because it happened twice and it's just weird. It's like out-of-body experience.
Yeah.
But the season 2 opening, I just read yesterday. And I'm a little upset because it's about Suna and her background. I know it's important. We see where she came from in the slums. We also see that people wouldn't give her jobs before as probably a teenager. I would say she looks like a teenager. She's looking for part-time work. And they're like, we could accept your dirty clothes, but your hair is awful. It's curly hair.
So it's the hair that I wish I had.
It's it's, kind of frizzy and crazy curly hair.
I still want it.
Ugh. No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
No.
Please. I want the curly hair.
Fine, you can have mine.
Just hair transplant. It's fine.
So she's having troubles with her hair. She hates her curly hair. I can relate.
Rude.
I can relate.
Ungrateful.
Her unruly curly hair. So then this is when it comes back to the perfume commercial. So basically this episode is the perfume commercial. And she's really distracted during this commercial, not thinking about her lines or anything. They have to redo it a couple of times. And I think she's thinking about, she's obviously really anxious and thinking about something else. I think she's thinking about Zen. Yeah. But I mean, who's to say?
And all the terrible things she's done to him.
All the terrible things.
It's her.
I think that it's Suna. I think that Suna and Chen are involved. I wonder if maybe it's Leanne. No, I don't think so. I want it to not be because I love her. She is a bitch, but I love her.
Yeah. I don't want it to be her.
I don't know who I want it to be. Honestly, I think it'd be okay if it were Suna and Chen because I don't really like them that much.
You're they suck, so let it be them.
Yeah, I just don't want it to be Leanne. And I mean, what I'm excited for in this season is to really actually get some clues. Lao, I'm rooting for you. We got this. You're gonna find some clues. We're gonna make some headway this time.
Yeah.
But that's where we are right now. This was a crazy, crazy, crazy journey to find out absolutely nothing.
I mean, yeah, I feel we're kind of at the point that we started, but that's part of the mystery. That's how tight-knit it is. That's how mysterious it is. It's hard to figure out.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it's definitely a mystery.
Everybody in the series is just like you at the beginning with your Charlie Day board, putting all of your conspiracies together.
Oh my gosh.
That's everyone in this except they've learned nothing.
They really are. I cannot recommend this series enough. I adore this series. The art is incredible. The storyline is really good. Mm-hmm. I love the characters. Even the ones that I don't like, I still love. Yeah.
You love to hate them.
Pretty much. So it's really good.
I love it. Honestly, I'm kind of sad I haven't read this one. And I know that I'm super immersed in my own series right now. But it does sound really good. I'm glad that I got to hear about it. And maybe I'll pick back up with it on season 2 now.
Yeah. I mean, you only have to read 32 episodes. You could do that in an afternoon. I know you.
Sadly, I could. But we can get into that another time. But again, thank you all so much for joining us on this little adventure through Sangyang the Wanderer. If you're interested in reading this one, it's available on Manta Comics. So feel free, hop on in, read it along with us, and let us know what you think and who your wild theories are about. Because obviously I've got my own opinions without even having read it. So.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to read it and get even more opinions on who it actually
I'm
is.
just like, part of me wants to go in and have just the most unhinged, like just deranged theories.
Yeah.
Because why not? I haven't read it. So
yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, screw it. But anyways, thank you so much for joining us on this episode and looking forward to talking to you on the next one.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.